we are going to draw the base shapes. So let's start with a circle for the ball and shield. And then go ahead and draw a line down the middle that is about 1/3. So if you divide the circle in half and then take this distance and repeat it, that's how I would measure out the jaw. So then from here, you can draw your shield shape. So this is your base structure of, in an adult face, whether it's male or female, the base proportions are the same. If I drew a line in the middle, that's where your eyes sit. And then from here, if I divide this again in the middle, this is where your bottom of your nose would go. If I divide this again in the middle, this is kind of the bottom of your mouth. This space here would be for your chin, and your mouth would need to sit above this space. And then if you divide this line here into 5 equal spaces, so the distance between the eyes would be the same as the width of the eye. You know, if your eyes are roughly here, if you want to draw some vertical lines from the corner of your eye, the opening of the mouth, I'm going to put kind of in between these two lines, maybe a little bit lower. The mouth is going to be wider than the nose. How much wider? It usually aligns with the pupil. And then if I extended the width of the nose all the way to the end, that's kind of where the ears would go. So the ear would align with the bottom of the nose. And depending on the age of the person, right, the ears could generally be higher or lower, larger or smaller. So these are your general adult proportions. So now what we'll do is we'll draw a child. We are going to draw a circle, but let's draw a smaller circle. Okay, so for a child, I want to talk about how to draw the ball and shield because it's going to be different than the adult. So for a child, we're going to divide this in half, like find the halfway point, and then draw your line down that ball. So then from the halfway point, okay, we're going to divide this in half again. So this is 1/4 of the ball. Now we're going to take that 1/4 distance and repeat it underneath. And then I'm going to draw in my shield. And overall, this shield can be a little bit less tapered. So make sure that you keep that curve nice and generous. Let's make that center line lower on the child. So the eyes would be lower. You'll also notice that for children, their eyes are shorter. The nose would be at the bottom of the circle. So I might make this curve up, and then for the mouth, and then the ears. Let's sketch out these faces from the side. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to match the size of the circle. And then what we're going to do is we're going to find, you know, the halfway point. And then again, same method, right? Except now the face is going to be on the side. Your chin should align with this. Then we can draw in a jaw. So that jaw should end at about 1/3 of this circle. And then where the jaw ends is where the ear begins. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find the nose. So the nose would be halfway. This is the middle of the circle, but that's not for the middle of the face. That would be from here, from the top to the bottom. If I found the halfway point, it would be here. And then from here, the nose would be halfway down from there. So let's put the nose in first. If I find the halfway point between here and here, there's the chin. So then what you can do is you can kind of draw a round shape like this. And then from the nose to the chin, there's a bit of a bump here. So you'll notice that the chin and the lips actually don't follow this line. They're fleshier. So then your eyes, okay, so your eyes are going to sit on this line, but they're going to sit further back on the face. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a a greater than symbol. It's important to draw this bone here. So this bone will curve right where that eye curves. And then this will add some mass to your skull. Okay, so from here, if you want to curve the nose up, it should align with the eye. So if I drew an invisible line here, right? And then from here, I'm going to put in my ear is in between my eyes and my nose. And then I can find the mouth, which is kind of in between the nose and the chin. A lot of people will just draw the neck like this, like straight up and down. If you've drawn a neck like that, it's incorrect. Your neck should actually curve. So it curves back like this. Okay, so now let's do the same thing for a child. Same deal, we're gonna find halfway, then quarter, find this distance. That's the bottom of the chin. Draw a curve to that chin, and then bring it up to find the jaw, which is about 1/3 of the way. Here, I'm going to use this line, the line of the eyes, and then the nose. So here the nose sits along the bottom of this circle. It looks a little bit low to me, actually, so I'm gonna make my nose a little bit shorter than that. I'm gonna find halfway, there's the chin. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an upload. If you'd like to support the channel and the creation of free arts education, become a member on Patreon for behind-the-scenes perks and online classes at Wing Canvas. Join our Art Nerd community with the links down below. Here are some other videos you can check out next.